Alright, we're back at it. Another 10 floors of happiness.
We're making our way downtown, walking fast.
Faces bad in the moment.
And I need you. Alright, so, we're, I mean, legitimately, though. We're about to be, not about to be, but in this episode, going to be.
A third of the way done.
A third of the way done.
A third and 3/3.
Whatever, yes. Platform 1 3/4, so whatever. You fuck with Harry Potter?
Kinda.
I don't really fuck with Harry Potter. If I'm honest with you.
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
it was very mystical to me.
Yeah.
The thought of being a wizard. But now, I feel like the later movies weren't as magical as the first one.
I've only seen like the first 3, and he isn't a wizard though, right? Like he's a sorcerer.
He's got a wand.
Yeah, but he just innately has magic, right? So he's a sorcerer.
But he's got to learn it.
So maybe he has like a level or 2 of fucking wizard, but he himself is like born a sorcerer.
He's a level 1 sorcerer.
Can he use meta magic? That'd be fucking sick. He like quick cast some shit.
Can you use wish?
Alright, well, he can't do that though.
You could wish.
Okay, I guess if he only put 3 levels in, if you put any more than 3 levels into sorcerer, can't do it. Because you got to be at least level 17 to get your level 9 spell slot. At least one of them.
Yeah? That was a good bit for no face cam.
Nah, I mean, this is legitimate. This is what's going down.
This is just what's happening. I told you about my ideas for if I was the next time I play a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Right? My character idea.
Yeah, I think you did.
The barbarian and the wizard.
The wizard, yes.
So it was a wizard that is obsessed with reaching absolute zero. So I pick like all the ice spells and all that. I don't know if a wizard's the best for that. But I feel like a sorcerer wouldn't be like a mad scientist kind of thing.
Yeah, I think just thematically it works. Like if you're trying to attain something through research,
Mm-hmm. And then it was a barbarian who was what are the things called? The like angels? Asimar? No.
Asimar?
Yeah, is that what they're called? So it's an Asimar barbarian, and her gimmick is that she's the like angel of a wild god. She was sent to cleanse like a forest, but the forest was extremely cursed.
It was too cursed.
So she's a totem barbarian, and all of her totems were replaced with spooky monsters.
Did you know that in Final Fantasy IV, the main villain is a character named X-Death? Right?
Is he a rapper?
No. He is a tree that got stuffed with too many curses and became sentient.
And he's angry about it?
He's pretty mad. He wasn't too happy about it.
Trees typically don't like being sentient.
He piloted a moon over to, the base planet. He's like, hey folks, I'm a fucking alien! Everyone's like, whoa!
I'm gonna kill you now!
And then they made like a direct sequel. And then the original one, he flies away on that moon. But then another moon shows
with
up.
Another tree man.
It's like a legitimate like A. Lamau type alien, like gray type big bulbous head.
And he's like, now you guys thought you saw aliens before, but take a look at me.
I'm the real one. Yeah, he's like, my name's I think he's called the Collector or the Creator or some shit.
Here they come.
He's like, he seeded life and apparently we failed him.
Now he
So
wants
he
to
wants to
unseed life. Yeah.
There's another Final Fantasy game where the plot is that there's like this king is like really evil, right? And so you kill him, and he gets sent to hell. But it turns out that he's just so good at managing stuff that he takes over hell.
They just like through like a shrewd business deal steals hell.
But part of being sent to hell is that all your goodness also gets sent to heaven, and his goodness took over heaven.
And do they like fight each other?
No, but in like the climactic battle, like half of your crew dies in like various events, and so both of the crews have to kill each version of him at the exact same time.
Do you like play two of your party then? Is that how it works?
No. In the original game, you only play as the one that goes to fight him in hell, but they released like a supplemental version that's like the story of your guys in heaven fighting him.
I see, but your whole party essentially dies.
Yeah, well, I don't remember the way that they get to hell. I think they just open like a portal, but the guys that are in heaven are legitimately dead.
They have died.
They are big dead. How far do we go?
We go. Did you know that Chrono Cross is actually a sequel to Chrono Trigger? Like, legit?
Canonically, like actually?
Yeah.
I did not know that. No.
Yep. There's a long series of events that happens after Chrono Trigger that leads to the creation of an island that some researchers used to study. What was the name of like the girl, the like princess girl? I can't remember what her name was for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was there, and she created the main character essentially as a way to do something. And then there's a lion man.
Does he growl?
Yeah, he does actually.
If you had to be like a half-man beast, what kind of beast would you be?
Man, that's a tough one. Being a big rhino guy would be cool.
I feel like life would be very inconvenient for you.
Yeah, you're not made for like regular things.
Yeah.
You can't wear hats.
You definitely can't wear hats.
You probably don't fit through most doorways very comfortably.
I wonder, like, if you try to get drunk, if like it would take a lot more alcohol for you to get drunk.
Probably, because you'd have like you'd be big.
Blood. Yeah,
you'd just be big. What about like an octopus man?
He'd be Octodad.
My favorite thing about that is his kids. Like none of them are like an octopus at all. And like I can't. It's been so long since I played it. There's like people that like know or at least suspect, right? And they're like, "You're not an octopus, are you?"
He goes, "Boo-boo."
And they're like, what am I saying? Of course not.
Time warps. What half of you would be the rhino?
I'm gonna say. Alright, so I'm gonna say in this world where you're like half human, half something. Am I like a centaur? Is that what it is? Or am I like do I just have like rhino? I think I'd have an easier life if I was just like a human with rhino-like features.
Legs? Or, so like maybe you're like gray and have like a horn nose.
And I'm like big and muscular, but I'm not like, you know, a quadruped or anything. I'm just like bipedal.
I see. What if you're a rhino, but only your left half was a rhino?
That would be, I don't know, like you'd have like a really stretched out like human half.
You'd be a fucking mutant.
They'd laugh at you in freak shows. This is pretty old. They still have freak shows?
I think they would get like internet canceled if they called them freak shows. Differently disabled shows, perhaps, but
I call this is my empowered.
That's it up there.
Yeah, that was the last one.
We don't want to be swayed by disinformation.
What do you mean, Jupis?
Yeah, that was a weird one. What does he mean by that?
Maybe that's just like general advice.
Just good advice to live by. I don't know what the fuck I'd be. I'd be like a give me pigeon wings.
Quite like just like a regular like the rest of
Some
you
like bird feet too. Fuck it.
What do you think the advantage of bird feet over your feet now is?
They're really pokey.
You could, like, grip onto things.
You could grip the fuck out of things.
Let's get out of here.
You could probably stub your toe and you probably wouldn't even feel it.
You could, like, gore squirrels with them.
No. Oh, that's just Jimmy. He likes to eat squirrels.
Oh, God.
Soul epitaph.
Epitaph. That's, Diablo's second ability.
Epitaph.
That's the one that allows him to see into the future.
And then he can choose whether or not it happens.
Big facts. Hey!
But we've learned that that may
But
not...
maybe. Damn!
Well, I mean, at the very least, we can touch it.
I touch it.
I put it in my mouth, I chew. Say, hey. Pretty neat.
10 out of 10!
Perfect. Aw, man.
Be fucking sick if we got, like, Danny on the show.
Yeah, I think he'd do it. Daniel U. Sexbang, I need you to come on the show.
We've got a ninja science lesson that's gonna rock your world, bro.
You think he'd like Rogue Galaxy?
Ooh. I think he would like the idea of Rogue Galaxy.
But do you think he wouldn't be, like, he wouldn't have the patience to play through the whole thing?
Probably not. Look, right, like, it's an okay game. It's definitely got its problems, but I think it does enough things that are okay to, like, qualify it as a good game, you know?
You know, definitely. The game is a lot of fun. It's become, in the last, like, 20 or so episodes, it has become trivialized a little bit, but...
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, man, this is tense. These creatures are fucking me up.
I think the best part about it is that, okay, so here's my biggest criticism is that the story fucking sucks also, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think some people may ask, well, like, you don't like Kingdom Hearts 2 because the story sucks. Why do you like this one if the story sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
This never leans heavily into the story at fucking all. It literally drops plot points when it discovers that it's stupid.
Yeah, like, it'll wrap up, it'll introduce and wrap up a plot point in the same cutscene.
Yeah. Saul is disappearing, and that's all you get about that.
Yeah, you never even, I mean, maybe it had something to do with Margolin, I guess, but why was she disappearing over it? I don't know, fuck it. It don't matter.
Fuck you, that's why.
Jaster's mom
is like a ghost back in time.
She's also, like, fucking, like, all-powerful and omnipotent, but, you know. Jaster's, for some reason, not all the time.
It's hard to become Super Saiyan, you know? You gotta scream for, like, 3 minutes.
Nah! Oh, hey, look, right there.
Oh, hey, look, who's that?
Hey, Big Zen. That's gonna be a game that everyone, if this has not come out before this, look forward to Friday night. Maybe we play fighting games. If not, how'd you guys like Friday Night Fights, huh? That was pretty cool.
It was pretty fucking wicked sick, right?
But that is going to be a game that we play on it, because it is a game that I played a lot as a child.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that you went to, like, tournaments for that, right? Or something?
Yeah, like a little local thing I did. I went to a local tournament for literally every fighting game that I possibly could as a child.
Jesus Christ. You should do a Melty Blood tournament.
Man. That's gonna be hard, because I have no idea how the fuck to play Melty Blood.
I just like the lore behind Melty Blood tournaments, where it's like played in bathrooms on laptops that are about to fucking die on. Like,
that's how you have to play Melty Blood. There's no other way. Melty Blood is like it is the poor man's fighting game to the extreme. The last Melty Blood game was entirely free.
Well, that's good.
Like moths to a flame.
The blue ogre.
What kind of elements do you look for in a good fighting game?
We could be dealing with more than just beasts.
So one thing The most important thing about a fighting game, above everything, is control. Because a fighting game can look very visually impressive, but if it controls like it was made by Brazilians, you're not going to be playing that fighting game for very long.
Made by like 2 tadpoles and a 50-cent piece.
Yeah, if it was made by like it was made by a mad scientist in the lab trying to stretch the limits of like his potato computer, it's not gonna be. You're not gonna. It could look really good, but you're not gonna want to play it.
So it's not gonna be much. What would you say is your favorite fighting game?
I really like Tekken. If I was to go like, for the longest time, Tekken was my favorite. Now it's probably Guilty Gear. I play a lot more Guilty Gear than I play like any other fighting game now.
Yeah. You and David are always in the fucking Discord.
Yeah, playing some Guilty Gear. But when I was younger, it was always Tekken. I'd play a lot of Tekken, play a lot of Soul Calibur, but my experience is very far and varied with like I played essentially like every fighting game. At least once.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes and no more.
Sometimes that's all you need. That's not the one. But it does have a save one. I guess we'll touch it.
Yeah, we're getting pretty unlucky with these save point locations.
I guess we'll save real quick. It's been a second since we've done that.
It's been like a minute.
My computer could burst into flames right now.
Oh god!
Oh no, it has done it! How will we continue recording?
Maybe
Quick,
like this.
get an extinguisher.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, good. It has been extinguished.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I put out a fire on a unit that was pumping smoke into a building and then got in trouble because I put out the fire?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, why was it pumping smoke into a building?
Well, it's supposed to just be pumping air, right?
Uh-huh.
But the clutch had... It, like, spins really fast, and it's like 2 plates, like, spinning on top of each other, but the plates are supposed to grind down and not the fucking metal.
Uh-huh.
But something was fucked up with it, and it was just causing, like, friction. And it just burst into fucking flames and started pumping smoke instead.
So you put it out and they got mad at you for it?
Yeah, they were like, how come you used a fire extinguisher? And I was like, oh, jeez, I don't fucking know. Maybe it's to, like, extinguish a fucking fire.
Nah, you should have just spit on it until it went out.
Yeah, I got paperwork for that. One of the many reasons why,
I'm not going back.
Yeah, I'm not going
This place
back.
is trouble.
How disorganized is the military?
It's, too organized, is the thing.
Oh, I see. There's too much, too much.
Yeah, it's really weird, because, again, it's extraordinarily organized, but, like, leaders are kind of
This is too much.
told to say fuck that on occasion and just do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but you also just have to be prepared to get your PP smacked. It's kind of fucked.
If you say fuck that,
Yeah, yeah, but you have to do that in order to, like, get some shit done sometimes. Like putting out a fire.
So yeah, did they ever explain like what you should have done instead of using the fire
Nope.
extinguisher?
It was really weird because the chief came out and he was like, "Hey, good job!" Shook my hand. He was like, "You did good today." And then I went back to my shop and my flight chief was like, "Hey, get fucked paperwork." I was like,
You used a fire
"I don't know
extinguisher.
how to feel about this."
On one hand, I was congratulated for a job well done, but also,
But also,
is
this will go
bullshit.
down on my record forever.
Like bombs to a flame.
yes, on June 15th, he used a fire extinguisher. He's got a. We can't forget that.
You must. This is a letter of reprimand.
You are fucked forever now. Say goodbye to your rays.
We're gonna have trouble getting through here.
Good times.
Maybe they'll never ask you to come back. They'll be like, "Oh God, he used a fire extinguisher. We can't have him come
I
back."
can't fucking do it, boys. I will go back if they pay me $400,000 for 4 years.
You can't say that out loud because they'll do it.
I'll do it. I'm letting you know right now. Also, I get to keep my rank, my job, and you still have to pay me my normal amount, and it's net, so you can't take taxes out of it. But $400,000 plus the rest of that shit, and I'll come back for 4 years. We'll have to renegotiate after those 4 years, but those are my terms.
Those are the terms.
They're all targeting us. It's too much.
So, like, did it suck really bad, or was it just kind of like, you know, a mild sucking?
It's like a mild suck that lasts all day, every day, for the entirety that you are there.
I see.
I'm gonna knock you silly.
Even when you're not even at work, because there's the fear that they could just be like, hey, come in, and then you have to come in.
What if you refuse?
They will send someone to your house to come and get you.
They're like, hey man, didn't you get the phone call? We needed you in.
It's literally called sending a runner. They will send someone to run to your door to get you. So the plan. So no, this is a tip to all the dirtbag airmen's out there. If you want to get the fuck out of duty, what you do is right. You pour yourself a shot in the morning. You put it in the freezer, and the moment you get home, you take that fucking shot. Then you could say that you've been drinking, and they can't call you back.
Oh, I see. So if you're like drunk, they're like, oh, we don't need you.
Well, they legally can't. Like, if you've been released for the day, and you're allowed to do, you know, your normal things, you can drink after that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been drinking, they can't call you back because they can't have someone who's drunk on the job. Even though that will probably still happen, though. But they're not supposed to do it.
They're not supposed. If you do it every day, will they eventually just be like, no, fuck you, you're coming in?
Yeah, they probably will.
You can only get out of work so many times.
They'll probably say, like, sick, we'll see you in 6 hours then.
I hope
So
you
rough.
get a good nap in.
Yeah. Eat a cheeseburger or some shit, I don't give a fuck.
So what was your, like, initial, like, plans when you entered? Did you know, like, what you wanted to do, or did you just kind of go in?
Fuck, no, I didn't know shit. Before I did any paperwork, I thought, like, man, I kind of want to be in, like, telecommunications. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any, like, solid plan on what that meant or how to accomplish that and all, though.
Uh-huh.
And so when I went to the recruiter, he's like, you know, we got this thing in mechanics. I went what's called open mechanical,
Uh-huh.
which is, if you go in general open, they can give you any fucking job, regardless of how well you done the ASVAB, like, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you go in open and to a specificity, they can give you any job that's under that umbrella. So I went to open mechanical, and initially I got civil engineer.
Mm-hmm.
But they did scans on my mouth when I was in basic training. They're like, hey, you got wisdom teeth. And I was like, yeah. They're like, hey, we're gonna fucking yank those shits right out of your goddamn skull, boy. I was like, sick, and that got rid of my job, and they gave me age instead. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And, you know, pretty shit job, wouldn't recommend.
What was it like getting your lizard teeth with that?
It was fucking amazing, because they gave me Percocet, and I was high off on my mind for like 2 weeks.
You're like, oh, what the fuck? I don't even know what the fuck's going on out here.
I have one memory of me being on Percocet, and that was, I took like a bunch, and this was after I graduated basic, but I was still at that base because they couldn't transfer me there yet. And so I went to these airman dorms where you're like, still kind of like in basic, but none of the drill sergeants like fuck with you at all, because like you graduated, so you're like one of their peers now, essentially.
Uh-huh.
And so like you would just go do random odd jobs on base wherever they needed you, but I couldn't do that because I was high. And so I just went into the bathroom with like a bucket of pine sol, and I was just literally scrubbing like one foot of the floor for like 2 hours straight. And like,
Was it the most incredible cleaning experience you've ever had?
I don't remember all of it, to be honest. But what I do remember is our cadre walked in, He looked at me. He's like, I can notice that some good things are happening here. I'm just gonna leave this to you, and walked out and he never came back.
Some good. You're doing a good job with that, man.
That was yeah. That was an interesting time.
How? So they gave you Percocets just to have like every day, like a.
Well, because my mouth had gotten like crazy fucking swollen from my teeth being yanked out. So I was allowed to take them as directed.
Which was all the fucking time.
Which was, is my mouth hurting? I'm taking 2.
My mouth gets off.
Finally made it to the store. We go to the store.
We buy it right here. Okay, never mind. We buy it now. Okay.
We didn't really use the whole lot. Shite. I guess that's good though.
I didn't even know there was a limit to how many of these you had.
Yeah! Oh, Ruby. That one actually cost us a little bit.
Our money is so vast, we can make poor business decisions every day, and it won't
We
matter.
are the Elon Musk of this universe.
We're too big to fail now.
Truly, we are.
Oh man, it's time for the boss. Time to hit buttons.
Buttons!
Ghost ship, 25 floor. Ghost ship, 34.
Yeah.
We're now a third. Let's get down there.
Let's hop down. You big boy.
This is a big old.
Oh, damn, he a big ass boy, boy.
God damn! Bow! Jesus. He's very angry.
Iron Hammer. You're not. Your name is not intimidating.
You look more like a bronze or copper fan.
The titanium toenail. The bronze kneecap. H2 Olga.
Yes, H2 Olga was a scary one. She ruined the comic book.
You gotta always go up
But that means that he takes so much damage.
Well, disappointing.
That was easy.
Well, folks, we'll see you on the next one.